Dear 5th grade children, how are you, Mo? I hope that you are doing very well. So you are very fine. Now we have social science section. Today we will complete this lesson. Now we are going to see the continuation of this lesson. That is, the title of the lesson is the Constitution of India, lesson number 18. Okay, fine. Okay, ma, now listen here. So, from this lesson, we have learnt the Constitution. What is Constitution, ma? Can you remember it? Yeah, very good. A Constitution refers to the basic principles and laws of nation. That is very, very important. Constitution refers to the basic principles and laws of nation. It determines the powers and duties of the government and determines the fundamental duties of the people. Okay, ma? So, it determines the powers and duties of the government. At the same time, it also determines the duties of the people in the nation. Okay, ma? Okay, fine. So, then we see that the fundamental and essential. Fundamental means we know that is essential and main laws for governing India are in the Constitution of India. Ruled by our India, we need the Constitution. Constitution means is the system of important laws by which the country is governed, by which the country is ruled. Okay, ma? Then we see that in 1946, a special assembly called the Constituent Assembly. We got the independence 1947 August 15th, but before the year, that is 1946, all the leaders, all of them discussed each line, each word of the new constitution. They took nearly 3 years to complete and work. At last, they created excellent constitution for the new India. The members of the Constituent Assembly had a dream. They had a dream about what kind of country India should become. So, the members of the Constituent Assembly, so in 1946, all the members of the Constituent Assembly discussed each line, each word. So at that time they had a dream. What dream? About what kind of a country India should become. It took 3 years in turn those dreams into India's main laws. Though Indian constitution is considered by many people one of the best in the world. So Indian constitution is one of the best in the world level. Okay, ma? So now we see that this constitution, that the important parts of the constitution are, we learned preamble, second one the directive principles, and third part is the fundamental rights and duties. So the important parts of the constitution are what, ma? First one preamble, second one the directive principles, and third one the fundamental rights and duties. Okay, ma? So in the previous class we have learned preamble. So what's the preamble? Preamble means an introduction. Preamble to the Indian Constitution has wonderful words. So the index, one book means at the front we see that index, isn't it? So the preamble to the, like that, the preamble to the Indian Constitution has wonderful words. They tell us, the preamble tell us what kind of country the Constitution Assembly wanted India to be. Okay, ma? It is very, very wonderful words. The introduction about the Constitution is very wonderful. This is why we need to understand the preamble well. Preamble means, the spell that word, Preamble. Preamble. Preamble means that is an introduction. So, in the previous class we have learnt the important points of the preamble words and the meaning also. There's very, very wonderful words. Then next we see that guiding lines, guiding principles. So we have learnt these constitutions. The important parts of the constitution are, first one is preamble, second one directive principles. So these directive principles, in the previous class we have learnt. What is directive principles, ma? That is, constitution has some guidelines or instruction to help governments. These are called directive principles of state policy. What is directive principles of state policy? This is the second part of the constitution. First one is preamble and the second part directive principles of the state policy. Third one is fundamental rights. So second part, what is the second part more? That is, this constitution has some guidelines or instructions to help governments. These are called directive principles of state policy. They also help to the importance of justice. Okay, some important directive principles also in the previous class we have learned. Isn't it, ma? So today we will see that fundamental rights. This is the third part of the constitution. Can you understand, ma? Clear it? So first part is preamble. Second part is the directive principles. That is, a constitution has some guidelines to help governments. These are called directive principles of state policy. They help governments to decide, ruled in a perfect way. They also help judges to understand what the constitution makes wanted for India. Okay, ma? So this constitution makes wanted, it is very important for India. Okay? So there are several directive principles. First of all, you think it, that is very, very important. The directive principles are not laws, they are only guidelines. This is one part of the constitution. Constitutions means that is a laws. But these guidelines, that is directive principles of state policy, this is one part of the constitution. This gives only guidelines to help the government. Can you clear it, ma? Do you understand? Okay, fine. Now listen here. Now we see the third part, that is a fundamental rights. What is the fundamental rights? India has great diversity in its population. We have learned. India has great diversity. Diversity means what, ma? Very different. People of India speaks different languages, tradition, culture, food, festivals, everything in several categories. So many different. But we are united. We are all Indian. So we are very proud to say we are Indian. Isn't it? Okay, now listen here. So India has great diversity in its population. Great difference in its population. Population among themselves, languages, food habit, festivals, so many, several ways we have difference. But is our constitution gives us all these citizens have six fundamental rights. Okay, ma? Whatever difference, however, we are united. So our constitution gives also the people of India needs six fundamental rights. What is fundamental? Fundamental means essential and most important. So the constitution gives us all the people of India should have six fundamental rights. If he is rich or poor, that's no problem. All of them are equal before the law. So this constitution gives six fundamental rights. Now we see that what's the six fundamental rights. Okay, ma? Now listen here. First one, right to equality. This is the fundamental rights. Our rights. It is our rights. Okay, now see that. All citizens are equal before the law. No difference should be made between men and women, rich and poor, or between people who belong to different religions, caste, or regions. Yes, we know. All the citizens, all the people of India should be equal before the law. We are all equal. There is no difference should be made between men and women and rich and poor, or between people who belong to different religions, different caste, different the people who belong to different regions, different places. There is no difference. All of them are equal before the law. That is the first fundamental rights. Then in ancient period, untouchability. What is untouchability, ma? That is in the caste system, where people belonging to some caste are considered as the untouchables. Ancient period peoples followed untouchability. What is untouchability? That is a caste problem. So some of the people was considered untouchables. But that system was abolished. That is totally no change that. The constitution gives some of the rights to the people. This untouchability, that caste system, abolished. Abolished means left out. That has no untouchability. All of them are equal. There is no high caste, lower caste, backward caste, nothing. All of them are people belonging to India. All of them are equality before the law. There is no high caste, lower caste, nothing. So everything is abolished. Okay, ma? Then second one, right to freedom. Yes, we have freedom. We have the rights. Freedom is speech and expression. People are free to speak. Free to speak means it should not hurt to others. That is very important. Free to talk, free to speak means it should not hurt to others. But whatever expression, whatever ideas, we should be able to talk. Right to talk, not able here, right to talk. We have the rights. If we use the public transport, if we walk on the public road, we are going to whatever wishes we follow, whatever religion we follow, whatever thinking, whatever speech. Don't worry it. Don't afraid anybody. We speak or to express themselves, whatever wishes, it expresses some art. Our thought is reflected through literature, art, or drama. So, but this should not be hurtful to others, not be harm to others, not be insult to others. Okay, whatever thinking, that is a positive attitude. We use everything in a positive attitude, good way to talk, fair to talk. It should not be hurt to others. Do you understand? It should not be harmful to others. Fairly do. Fairly means good way. Okay, then protection as a person's life and freedom. So our government is protected us, save us. Okay, that is a right to freedom. This another right to education also. In 2009 a law was made. So after 1950 we got the new constitution. So after so many laws are made. Like that, 2009 a law was made that gives all Indian children between the age of 6 and 14 the rights to free and compulsory education. Okay, this is very important law that is regarding to education. So right to education, all the children the age between 6 to 14 give free compulsory education. Free compulsory education, that is one law was made 2009, right to education. Then here sixth fundamental, third one, right against exploitation. Exploitation, spell that word, exploitation. Exploitation, what's the mean that? Exploitation means to treat someone unfairly. Unfairly, fair means good, unfairly, that is a bad. How to treat bad? Especially making people work for no money. Without money they worked, or give very little amount of money for the salary. Very little money give that salary. That is unfairly. That is not good. Not in good way. It is very bad only. Badly only. Okay. So next, that no child below the age of 14 years should be employed in any place that may be dangerous to health. The age of children below 14 years, some of the places that's below the age 14 years, the children also employed. Employed means worked small works they did. They got very less salary. It is also not fair. It is also very bad manner only. That is, it is a dangerous to health, should be avoided. Okay. The next, no one can force people to work without payment or for very little payment. That is also main. No one can force the people. I give this much money only, you should do this work. Should not order it. Should not force it. That is a guilty only. That is a mistake only, against the laws. So these children below the age of 14 years should be employed. Is a dangerous for health and it is against the law. Okay, this law is not applicable. It is right against exploitation. Okay. Then no one can falls between to work without payment or to very little payment. That is also not fair. Then right to freedom of religions. That is, citizens are free to follow any religion that they wish to. Whatever religion you like, you should go to follow. That rights you have. Anyone should not force you. Okay, ma? They are also free to talk about their religions. We have the rights to talk our religions, but should not hurt to others, should not insult others, other religion, other peoples. Okay, that's only we follow it. So, right to freedom of religion means citizens are free to follow any religion that they wish to. Okay, ma? Then, cultural and educational rights. That is, every community has the right to preserve, protect, and develop its own culture. Culture means what, ma? What is culture? The spell that word? Culture. What is the meaning of culture? Culture means a community's traditional way of doing things. What is more? Culture means a community's traditional way of doing things. Their dress and food, their art, music, dance, literature, their languages, and their religions. That is our traditional. What is our traditional? The way of doing things. Way of doing things means our dress and food, our art, music, and dance and literature, their languages and their religions, everything. That is our tradition. This tradition different from different state. In Tamil Nadu tradition is different from Kerala. Kerala tradition is different from other state, West Bengal, Odisha, and north part of India. Their tradition is entirely different from southern part of India. So tradition is different. Okay, but every community has the right to preserve and protect and develop its own culture. Our own culture, we have the right to develop. We have the right to improve. We have the right to change. That is our wish. So, this is the cultural and educational rights. Then, interest of citizen belong to minority groups. If the children, if the people of India, citizens means the people of India belonging to minority groups. Here, what's the meaning of minority groups? Can you see the opposite to the minority? Yes, minority opposite majority. Here, minority means small number, lesser number of people. Lesser number of people. For example, if 100 percentage of people, that is a majority group. Here, minority means less than 50 percentage, less than half. That is 100 means 100 percentage means that is a, for example only I am saying now, 100 percentage means that is a majority group. So minority means below the 50. It is not nearly half. It is below the half. Below the 50 percentage, that population is called minority population. These minority populations also including that minority peoples also population also not neglected, not leave out. We are also give their interested schools and colleges are protected. Whatever needs these minority groups of people's needs also should be clear. It should be given. The schools, colleges are protected. A minority group is a, what is minority group? It's a smaller group within the larger group. It is a smaller group of people within the larger group. But it is also within the larger group. We are all minority or majority, rich or poor. any different regions, but we are all Indians. Okay, ma? The next, right to constitutional remedies. The right allows, remedies means what, ma? Remedies? Remedy means a way to improve difficult situation. In all the problems, we find out the remedies. Remedies spelling Remedies. What's the meaning of remedies? Remedies means a way to improve a difficult situation. Way to improve, way to leave out the difficult situation. Can you clear it, ma? Can you clear it? Okay. The right allows citizens to go to court if any of the other. If any problem means we have right to go to the court, we get the justice. That is our rights. Okay. So any difficult situation means we find out the remedies. So we will go to the court and find out that. So we have the rights. So these are the constitutional guarantees, constitutional fundamental rights. What are the fundamental rights more? That is first one, right to equality. Second, right to freedom. Third, right against exploitation. And fourth, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights. Fifth one. Sixth, right to constitutional remedies. Okay, ma? Though the constitution guarantees fundamental rights to all citizens. Guarantees means it compulsory to give. These all the citizens of peoples have these 6 fundamental rights. If we do not get any rights, means we go to the court. We have get the justice. We have rights to get it. Okay, this is the constitution give the guarantees to the fundamental rights to all the citizens of India. Citizens means the people of India. So we have the rights. Okay, ma? Okay, then we see that fundamental duties. What's our fundamental duties? This government protect us and how to follow that? What's our duties? What's our fundamental main duties? The fundamental duties are the duties in Indian citizens, the people of India, towards their country. What's the fundamental duties, ma? That is to respect the constitution, the national flag and the national anthem. That is very, very, very important duty for us. What's more? To respect the constitution. We follow, we respect the constitution. And we respect national flag and the national anthem also we respect. Then we have this brotherhood amongst all the people of India. We have the brotherhood among all the people of India. We are all brothers and sisters. That unity that we must, that is our duty. We keep it that unity, that is our main duty. Third, to value and preserve the rich heritage. We have learned India's material heritage and non-material heritage. We should preserve. We should protect. Then fourth one, to protect and improve their natural environment. That is including forest, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. So we should protect our environment, our surroundings, not only our house, the India's. That is our wild animals. We protect wild animals. Should not danger to wild animals. We should protect our wild animals and environment, forest, lakes, rivers. These are our wealth of our country. These are our most wealth of our country, so we should preserve. Okay, bye ma. Next class we will see that. Okay, bye.